In this particular clipping, we are able to see how the path of the points on the rolling bodies, they are visualized with the help of the LED lamps. The rolling body in which at the center of mass is located. At the point of the center of mass, one green color LED is fitted there. When the rolling body is made to roll on the floor, observe the animation. The green color LED, that is the location of the center of mass, that one will be having the only one motion, that is translational motion, and you could see the path of the green color LED, that is the center of mass, that one takes place only in the straight line, that one takes the straight line path. But the rest of the points on the rolling object, they will take the path of the cycloid. Here we'll now see how these translational and rotational motions are related in the rolling. If the radius of the rolling object is capital R, means in one full rotation the center of mass is displaced by 2 pi r distance. One would agree that not only the center of mass but all the points on the disk are displaced by the same 2 pi r after one full rotation. The only difference is that the center of mass takes a straight line path, but all the other points undergo a path which has a combination of translational and rotational motion. Especially the point on the edge undergoes the path of the cycloid. The static picture of the rolling object is shown here from the previous video clipping. The radius of the rolling object is capital R. Therefore, the circumference of the rolling object must be 2 pi r. When the rolling object is made to roll on the floor, look at the movement of the center of mass. When the rolling object completes one rotation, the distance traveled by the center of mass must be 2 pi r. The other points which are located on the edges and also the points which are located within the rolling object, all points will cover the distance of 2 pi r distance and they take the path of the cycloid. Observe the animation of the rolling object. Here 2 points are marked at 2 different locations. That orange color marking, that is marked exactly on the center of mass location of the rolling object. That blue color marking, that is marked on the edge of the rolling object. Observe the animation. Now the rolling, the journey, it is going to start from one end. When it is completing one complete rotation, observe the movement of the center of mass and observe the movement of the point on the edge. The center of mass, that one will move in a straight line. The point on the edge, that one will travel in the cycloid path. But the distance covered by both will be equal to the circumference of the rolling object, that is equal to 2 pi r. Now we are going to learn what is pure translational motion. When the rolling body, when it is moving on the surface without any rotation, when it is moving in a straight line without any rotation, such kind of motion is called pure translational motion. In the case of pure translational motion, look at the rolling object in which this is the center of mass of the rolling object. The center of mass along with the other points on the edges, everything is moving in a straight line. Here the translational velocity of all the points can be represented as V translational. It should be written as V translational. Here that is equal to the velocity of the center of mass. So the velocity of the center of mass can be written as VCM. So the center of mass, its velocity is equal to V translational. V translational is equal to VCM. The other points on the edges, they are also moving along with the center of mass with the same velocity. So here all are acting in this direction. This is the center of mass. The velocity of the center of mass is VCM. The velocity of the other points on the edges, their velocity is also equal to VCM. So this kind of motion is called pure translational motion, in which all the points are having the same translational velocity, which is equal to VCM. Okay. Now we are going to learn about the meaning of pure rotational motion. Already we have learnt about the meaning of the pure translational motion. Here I am going to explain the meaning of the pure rotational motion. Look at here, let us imagine a rotating body. So here it's a rolling body, but it is not going to move in a straight line. It is not going to undergo any translational motion. With respect to its center of mass, the rolling body is going to rotate. So when it rotates, look at the points here. This is the center of mass. These are all the points which are located at the edges of the circumference. So when it is rotated, these points, they will have their rotational velocity. That rotational velocity, that can be represented as V rotation. The symbol for the rotational velocity can be written as V rotational. To calculate the V rotational, we have to use the fundamental formula V is equal to R omega. V is equal to R omega is the fundamental formula. This is a relationship between linear velocity and angular velocity. So here the rotating body, that is rotating with angular velocity omega. To calculate the linear velocity at each point, we have to use this formula. The same thing that is drawn here. If you want to measure the linear velocity for point P1, what we have to do? We have to draw the vectorial representation here. So here we can write V. That V is nothing but linear velocity of the point P1. How will you calculate? The radius that should be measured with this angular velocity. So this is the formula to calculate the rotational velocity of the point P1. To calculate the rotational velocity of the point P2, again what we have to do? Here that rotational velocity that is acting tangential with respect to the radius. To calculate the rotational velocity, the formula is V rotational is equal to R into omega. That radius, that is the distance between the center of mass and the point, that should be multiplied with angular velocity. Only then we are able to get the rotational velocity of the point P2. So here I would like to calculate the rotational velocity of the point P3. This point is little bit clear inside within the disk, that is within the disk. How will you calculate? Here we have to draw the perpendicular line that should be drawn perpendicular to the distance between the center of mass and the point of location. So here also we are able to calculate the rotational velocity. The formula is small r into omega is the formula to calculate the rotational velocity. Each point, they are having their own rotational velocity. For that we have to use this formula. If it is located exactly at the edges, we can write it as V rotation is equal to R omega, capital R into omega. If it is located within the disk, we can use the formula B is equal to small r into omega. Here R is the distance between the center of mass and the location of the point. So like that we are able to calculate the rotational velocity. So therefore the formula to calculate the rotational velocity of the points which are located on the edges can be written as V rotation is equal to r into omega. So this is the formula. So clear? All the points on the edges, they have this much amount of rotational velocity. Let's see the point which is located exactly at the center of mass. For the point which is located at the center of mass, the radius is 0. Therefore, for this point, the rotational velocity of the point which is located at the center of mass, it does not have any rotational velocity because r is 0, radius is 0. Therefore, what will happen? So here omega is there, but v rotation of the midpoint center of mass is 0. So finally you are getting 0. Okay. So except this point, rest of the points on the rolling disk all are having rotational velocity. The point which is located exactly at the center, it does not have any rotational velocity. Okay. Now I am going to explain how to find out the direction of the translational velocity, rotational velocity and resultant velocity in the case of pure rolling motion. Here first you have to understand what is pure translational motion. When the rolling body, when it is moving in a straight line without any rotation, that is called pure translational motion. What is pure rotational motion? Without any translational motion, if the rolling body, when it is simply rotating at a particular position, that is called pure rotational motion. When both the two motion both are taking place together, that is called pure rolling. Both translational motion as well as rotational motion both have to take place together. Then such kind of motion is called pure rolling. Now we will see the meaning and direction of VCM, V rotation and resultant velocity. V translational means translational velocity. V rotation means rotational velocity. First we will choose the point center of mass. Here center of mass, that is located exactly in the center of the rolling body. Here when the rolling body, when it is moving in a straight line, the direction of the VCM will be acting in this direction. So this is the direction of the velocity of the center of mass. Okay, let us choose another point here, that is could be named as P. The translational velocity, the translation velocity of the point P can be written as V translational. It can be written as V translational, that is equal to VCM. Okay, the translation velocity of the point P is equal to the velocity of the center of mass. If you consider another point P here, what will be the translation velocity of this point P? Here also the translation velocity will be equal to VCM. So all the points in the rolling disk, their translation velocity will be equal to VCM. Don't forget, if you choose any point on the disk, their translation velocity will be equal to VCM. Don't forget this. So I have told as clear in which direction the VCM and the translation velocity of all the particle are acting. So this is the direction of the VCM and V translational. Let us choose a point P here. I have chosen a point P in the interior portion of the rolling disk. Here, what would be the direction of the V translational? Definitely it has to take place in this direction. So this is the direction of the V translational. That one will be equal to VCM. Are you clear? So I have chosen the point P here. Its translational velocity is acting here. This point P, it is not only having V translational, it is also having the rotational velocity. How to find out the expression for rotational velocity? For that we have to use the formula V is equal to R omega. V is equal to R omega is the expression. This is the relationship between linear velocity and angular velocity. Let us imagine when it is rolling on the ground, this object is having some angular velocity that can be represented by the letter omega. So when it is rolling, when it is rotating, definitely it should have some angular speed or velocity that should be taken as omega. Here, with the help of the formula, we are able to get the expression. Now, I am going to tell you in which direction that V rotation is having. It is acting. So clearly, it is having direction, no? V translation is having direction. Like that, V rotation is also having some direction. For that, I am going to use the scale. with the help of the scale, I am going to draw the direction of V rotation. First, what you have to do here, the point P and center of mass both have to be connected by a straight line. Connect them with the help of straight line. Here, these 2 points must be connected by a straight line. Center of mass and the point which is considered, both of them should be connected in a straight line. The distance is taken as small r. Are you clear? Now draw the perpendicular line. First you have to keep the scale perpendicular to this line. So this is the direction of V rotation. Make a note. This is the direction of V rotation. Its value is r into omega, distance into omega. So in this direction alone, that V rotation acts. Next one is how to find out the resultant velocity direction. Here two velocities are there. This point is having both translational velocity as well as rotational velocity. How many velocities are there? V translational, V rotation. For these two, there must be a resultant velocity. There must be a resultant velocity. How to find out? For that, we have to consider the point of contact. This is the location, this is the spot where all the points on the edges, all the points on the edges, when they are coming down, they will have a contact with this point. They will have a contact with the surface. That point is called point of contact. So in pure rolling motion discussion, that point of contact is very important. With the help of point of contact alone, we are able to find out the direction of the resultant velocity of both. Again, what I am going to do now, with respect to point of contact, I am going to find out the direction of V. Okay. Again, I am going to connect the point P and the point of contact. Connect both the two. Are you clear? Connect the point P and point of contact. Now again I have to draw one perpendicular line. Okay, perpendicular line to this particular line to be drawn. Now draw the perpendicular line that gives you the direction of V. This is the direction of the resultant of both V translational and V rotation. Don't forget, I have explained all the directions of all the velocities. Be thorough with this. Okay. Now we are going to learn the condition for pure rolling. Here we are going to learn the important part of the presentation. Now we are going to see when pure rolling occurs. Let us imagine a rolling body. Here this is the center of mass. So in the center of mass, the translational velocity alone acts. For this center of mass, there is no rotational velocity. Already we have learnt about, there are two kind of velocities are there for every point. One is called translational velocity and another one is called rotational velocity. For this center of mass point, translational velocity alone is there, that V translational will be equal to VCM. Already I have explained all the concepts. For the center of mass point, there is no rotational velocity. Here, I have chosen another point at the top. So this is the point which is located at the topmost part of the rolling body. You have to assume that the body, it is moving in this path, both translational motion is also there as well as rotational motion is also there. When both translational motion and rotational motion takes place, what will happen? Slowly the body, it starts to roll. It will be moving like this. Let us imagine this is the initial position. The point P, it is at the topmost point. Here that blue color arrowhead that shows the translational velocity. That blue color arrowhead that shows the direction of the translational velocity. Therefore, translational velocity is there for this point. So I have written V translation. Here that orange color arrowhead that shows the direction of the rotational velocity. Therefore, I have to add V rotation also, because both the two velocities are vectors, both are acting in the same direction. Therefore, the total velocity, resultant velocity can be written as V. Now we will see the most important thing, V translation, that is equal to VCM. So therefore, instead of V translation, we can write it as VCM plus the most important thing I am going to say is clear. At this point, the V translational and V rotational, both of them will be equal. So the most important thing is V translation will be equal to V rotation. Is it clear? Whenever the any point that is located at the edge of the rolling body, for all the points on the edges, V translational will be equal to V rotation. Therefore, instead of V rotation, we can write V rotation, I can write it as V translational. We can write like this. Are you clear? Again, I can write that for this already VCM is there, plus V translation is always equal to VCM. So therefore, if both are added, you will get 2 VCM. 2 VCM is the resultant velocity of the point which is located at the topmost point, and moreover both the two are acting in the same direction. So this is the resultant velocity of the point when it comes to the topmost point. Okay, resultant velocity is a sum of V translational and V rotation. Here the most important thing is for all the points on the edges, V translation will be equal to V rotation. This is the condition called condition for pure rolling. So instead of V rotation, I have substituted V translational. V translation is already equal to VCM. So both are equal to VCM. Therefore, the total net velocity of the point is 2 VCM. So this is the thing which is seen in the case of the topmost point. Okay, now I am going to roll the body now. The same point, its orientation is changing. When it is rolling, look at that. Again, what I have to do here, the translation velocity V rotation will be acting in this direction. That is the line drawn no in between the center of mass and the point, one line is drawn. Perpendicular to the line, V rotation will act. But V translation will be acting in this direction. Understand this? V translation will be acting in this direction. Okay. So this is the direction of the V translational. This is the direction of the V translational. Always V translation will be acting in this direction. V rotation will be acting in this direction. Both the two will be equal, but the orientation changes. Are you clear? So when it is further rotated, look at that. V rotation direction will be in this direction, but V translational direction will be in this direction. Are you clear? V translation will be acting in this direction, but both are equal in their magnitude. Are you clear? The direction of the V translational will be acting in this direction. Okay. So this is the direction of V translational. This is the direction of V rotation. Are you clear? See how the orientation changes. Look at that. Are you clear? When it is further rotated, if it is further rotated, look at that. V rotation will be acting in this direction. V translation will be acting in this direction. Are you clear? Now, if it is further rotated, look at that. V translation will be acting in this direction. V rotation will be acting in this direction. Are you clear? So, if it is further rotated, look at that. This is the direction of the V translational. This is the direction of the V rotational. So, always V translation will be acting in this direction. The orientation of the V rotational always changing. Are you clear? Previously the same point it was there. Now slowly the point which were there, slowly it comes to the point of contact. Are you clear? Now we are going to see what will be the resultant velocity when this point comes to the point of contact. This point will be taking rest, momentarily at rest. There the resultant velocity is going to be 0. That we have to prove now. Okay. Now we are going to see what will happen when the point comes to the point of contact. Look at that. I am going to rotate the rolling object further. Look at that. The point now it has come to the bottom. Look at the orientation of the V rotation. That orange color line that shows the direction of the V rotation. Are you clear? This is the direction of the which one? V translational. V translational, it is acting in this direction. Are you clear? And then the VCM also acting in the same direction. Are you clear? This is the direction of the VCM, this is the direction of the V translation of the point, this is the direction of the V rotation. Are you clear? As per the condition, what is the condition for pure rolling? V translational must be equal to V rotation. Are you clear? This is the condition for pure rolling. For all the points which are located on the edges, they are having V translational as well as V rotation, but both of them will be equal. Now we will come to the lowermost point, at the point of contact, at the lower point. Lower point means at the point of contact. So clear, we have to calculate the resultant velocity. How will you calculate the resultant velocity? What is the formula? V is equal to, okay, V translational plus V rotation must be written. Are you clear? Here V translation is indicated by the blue line, orange arrowhead that shows the V rotation. Here both are acting in the opposite direction. Therefore, what we have to do, since they are acting in the opposite direction, I have to introduce one negative sign. Here magnitude wise, V translation and V rotation both are equal. Therefore, I can write it as V is equal to VCM. Instead of V translational, we can write VCM. We can write V rotation is equal to V translational. Therefore, V rotation is equal to V translation means V translation is equal to VCM. So again I can write, instead of V rotation, I can write VCM. VCM minus VCM is equal to 0. So here for this point, when the point comes to the lowermost level, when it is in having contact with the point of contact, for this point the resultant velocity will be 0. Previously we have calculated the resultant velocity of the same point at the topmost point. There the resultant velocity is 2 VCM, but here the resultant velocity is 0 here. Are you clear? So when this condition is satisfied, is it clear? When this condition is satisfied, it is said to be the rolling body is in pure rolling motion. Are you clear? This is the condition. So what are the condition? I will list out now. First condition for pure rolling is, first condition is V translational must be equal to V rotation. V rotation. This is the most important thing. V translation must be equal to V rotation. So whenever you do any problem, don't forget V translation must be equal to V rotation for all the points which are located on the edges. This is the first condition. Second condition, if you apply the condition, what will happen? At the topmost point, the resultant velocity will be equal to 2 VCM. Are you clear? The third one is at the bottom point, at the point of contact, so clear, the resultant velocity will be equal to 0. All those conditions must be satisfied. Only then the condition for pure rolling, that one must be satisfied. Only then it is said to be what is this? Pure rolling. So go through all the slides, so clear, line by line you go through. Definitely you can understand the meaning of the pure rolling. Okay, thank you.